when I write songs for these artists, I write these songs as if I'm going to release them the same day for myself, right? So I write a song and I make it to like, oh, this would be comfortable for me to put it out. And that's kind of how I really land. Because like, you never really want to, I know for me, I never really want to approach a song for, say, August Alsina or Chris Brown or Usher and say, hey, let me try to sound exactly like these guys. Let me try to live the life they lived, or let me try to go do my research and try to become them. For me, that's not the approach that I would take. The approach that I would take would definitely just be me writing a hit song, writing a smash. And I think once you write a smash, man, a smash is a smash. When they hear it, they're gonna be like, oh, I love it. And that's really how I balance it, because even if they don't take the song, I put it out on myself. So it's like, it's two birds with one stone. It's not a song where this song sounds so much like Chris Brown, it'll be detrimental for me putting it out on myself because it sounds exactly like Chris. No, that's not how I work. I just write good songs and send them out to whoever. That way I can send it to multiple artists. But you don't want to do a song unless it's a beat that Chris Brown sends me personally and say, hey, I need a song to this. But if it's something I'm just working on as a project, I can send it to 100 different people. Whoever bite first, they get it. I would even say this. It was a record I did with Chris, the homie Tone Stiff, and I forget the producer name. But I mean, it was a great experience to start off. But you know, man, you start getting into publishing and stuff like that, man, it can be a nightmare. So you know, it was a situation where we did a record, and obviously I was left off of the splits. And it was kind of like, it's still an ongoing thing. Like, yo, like I was there, I was in the studio, you know, I did this, I did that, but it's no love lost. It's the thing about it is this, man. One thing I don't like is being in the studio with 10 different people. Okay. If I'm in there with Chris, I'm in there with Chris, his engineer, me, possibly the producer, and another writer. But when you start putting all these different people in the room, man, people start throwing around this and start throwing around that. Then now it's like, okay, well, I helped write that because I said or I told you to put, you know what I'm saying, these two words instead of these two words. So it gets tricky. And I think that was probably one of the most tricky situations or sessions I've been in, where it was like, people don't know who did what. So now it's like, we got all this publishing held up and all this money held up. But at the end of the day, that's going to happen regardless. That is going to happen regardless. So the best thing for you to do as a writer is get your money up front, or get something up front, because it's going to be a minute before you actually see something, especially with something like that going on behind the scenes. So that's, you know, have your people, man, draw something up, you know, let it be known that if you come in to do some work, this is what you require up front. Just like the producers get paid up front, the songwriters need to get paid too. Let's just say this, man, performing on The Voice, it was like 1,500, and sometimes it was 1,500 people in the crowd to 5,000 people in the crowd. But watching on TV was 15 million people. So with that being said, any nerves or any reservations that you had about doing it, when you grab the mic and you get right there bottom stairs, it's no turning back. So with confidence, it helped confidence tremendously. It helped me to tune it out. Like because I used to get in my head a lot, man. I used to get in my head, hear people screaming and this and the third. I got the end. It's like, it's just a different experience, because that was the first time I ever performed with in-ear monitors. So with anybody that has ever performed with in-ear monitors, you're literally all you hear, even if all the people screaming. So it's kind of weird at first. You start singing it, now you super loud in your headphones. So it's kind of like you got to balance that out. It's a lot of nerves flying around, but man, The Voice, it definitely helped me become ready to perform on that stage, man, and to just be able to take constructive criticism. Not just in private, but in public, because this constructive criticism came on national television as well. But that allowed me to even develop even tougher skin, and not to become so defensive. If somebody said, "Oh yeah, I heard that note in the second verse, you kind of lost it there. Then what happened?" You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that. But one of the things that was really impactful was when I lost my mom on the show, and I was forced to keep going. Right? And losing her took everything. I didn't want to do anything anymore, but I had to finish the show. I had to keep living my dream. I had to keep doing my thing. And even today, I still have to keep doing it. So losing her and having to finish out this show with so much on my mind, basically just gave me the notion like, hey, look, even when the show is over, Mom's not coming back, but she wants you to keep going. Just like she told you to keep going on the show, she wants you to keep going in life and keep pursuing music. And I think losing her was the most impactful because I had to grow up fast. I'm focusing on, okay, what's next? Like, well, okay, what's gonna hit the world next? Like, what are we gonna come into next, and how, you know what I'm saying, how we gonna handle it? Let me try to think ahead. And I think that's what a lot of people. It's important to live in the moment too, but it's also important to prepare for the future. Nobody was listening at first, but that's the thing. Like, you got to stay down. You got to keep feeding them the same thing until they actually get it. It's like a baby. And baby don't like vegetables, but vegetables are good for them. The more you keep putting it in their face, they're gonna eventually eat it and like it. You know what I mean?